maybe 4 or 5% lower than we were last year. And then I have concerns when I hear that the state sales tax is lagging in growth. That means that our revenues might also come in lower. And so I know James put that in his budget report. I believe he projected a 7% decrease. So I'm more optimistic. I'm hoping that it's not that bad, but we have seen how revenues are lagging. So with that, I do want to say thanks to Ed and Chris and to the members of our the finance staff and the budget and accounting staff. As Kevin alluded to, it was a very stressful year, a lot of activity, us having to learn what some of these things mean, but it is good to work in an organization where people do get together as a team and try to pull. One thing that I can say that we have a good organization that works together. And so hopefully with our change in new management, we will continue to see that working together to get the job done. So if there are any questions, I'm more than glad to take them at this time.
Dennis, speaking for the audit committee, the main thing I think has brought us up to us was communications. There wasn't any money missing anything, it's just a matter of where the money was going. And felt is an interdepartmental, you need to communicate more. So I know you're going to take steps to run with that.
We will.
Thank you for the job you've done. Any other questions?
I just want to say you're right what you were saying, but I just want to commend y'all guys. Ed starting all the way down, and it's good to have a city manager with a financial background because that helps out a lot. And Dennis and James, y'all did a great job. And now we have Mr. Story who came over from the city. He saw the light. I mean from the county. But with these guys, with the hard time we face and with the auditors, they did a tremendous job. And citizens out there, I just want y'all to thank these guys because, like I said, we're small, we're not bringing in a lot of revenues, but the way that these guys orchestrated and made things work and kept us on top and at a float, they need to be commended. We really appreciate what y'all have done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Item 7B is CDBG, the home budget process. This is information only. Here's the name I had so much trouble with before. Mr. Westbrook is a presenter.
Good evening, Mayor, Council members. Our department, Neighborhood Services, receives HUD funds through the cycle of your normal budgeting process as you do the finance department. I'd like to review that with you. We receive Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, and home funds on an annual allocation. The city receives at this time of the year. Congress will make an allocation based on our population and income demographics. And over the last several years, we've averaged about $1.2 million for that. And because they have timing differences from your regular city budget, we have to take some preliminary steps. We've already begun those in December. We issued a public notice making a request for applications for CDBG funds for public service entities, as well as CHODOs, or community housing development organizations. And that was advertised. The deadline was mid-January. Those applicants have been received, and we'll talk about that later. Additionally, we did a community forum earlier this month. Again, public notice was issued on that. We had a big gathering, over 20-some community leaders, and participated in that and explained again the budgeting process and asked for their input as to what City Council prior use had been. And what you see on the screen are the last 2 years, the last 2 fiscal years that we've received and how we've allocated those dollars. A portion of that, at least 15% of CDBG funds have to go towards public service entities, and those are things like Art in Motion, which sisters that help the fabric of the neighborhood. Primarily, community development, neighbor services involved in the redevelopment of major blocks like Forest Park and Midtown Heights. But additionally, we have funds set aside for public service entities. And it is the pleasure of this council, I'd like to ask that at the next council meeting, that we have a public hearing of those applicants that made their applications for your review inspection. After that process, we have to issue a action plan to HUD 45 days in advance, but prior to that, 30 days in advance, we have to give public notice. So by May the 15th, we need to tell the public what our basic budget is. So I would like to come back to you as soon as we receive our official allocation from HUD with a budget recommendation for your review and hopefully mid to late April. Are there any questions at this time?
Any questions? Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Item C under 7, this requires a motion, second, vote. Red, white, and blue event proposal. Is that a Miss Kennedy?
Yeah. Changed a little. Mitch is under the weather, he has the flu. I'm Mandy Mark, I'm the city special events manager. And he gave me a lot of heads up, actually on Friday, so he's really under the weather, and we hope he gets well soon. I'm gonna handle this item and the next, if that's okay with you. I am here to talk with you about the future of a very special event in this community, and that's Red, White, and Blue. We have had the good fortune for the last 10 or so years to partner with Spartanburg Community College. It started out as a small campus event for them several years ago, and it was held, I think, their first 4 years there on the campus of, at that time, Spartanburg Technical College. And when Barnett Park opened, I think they had the wonderful idea of coming into downtown, partnering with the city, and letting this become the city's official 4th of July celebration. We did not have one. Over the years, Westgate Mall did fireworks here and there, and at one time I believe there was an event downtown. But for the most part, the city of Spartanburg did not have a 4th of July celebration. So we partnered with Spartanburg Community College, and for the last 10 years it has been held at Barnett Park. For numerous reasons, and I'm sure all of you read about it in the local news media and heard about it, Spartanburg Community College did decide that they were no longer going to hold this event. It is very time consuming for them. They worked on it for several months during the year. We, on the other hand, this is what we do. We, the Special Events Office of the City of Spartanburg, we have several events that we plan and coordinate. We were very, very involved with the staff of Spartanburg Community College in working on this event. We feel like this event is too good for the community to give it up. A lot of people, and this is certainly nothing against community college, a lot of people thought it was our event already anyway. It doesn't matter if an event happens at Barnett Park, people think that it's the city of Spartanburg's event. And we certainly never tried to take credit for it, but we did always take credit for being good partners with Spartanburg Community College. We do feel like it's too good of an event to give up, and so we would like to assume the programming responsibilities of Red, White, and Blue 2010. You might be thinking, well, wow, that's around the corner, it's coming up really fast. And had we not already been very involved with the planning and coordination, I might not be quite as anxious to suggest that the special events assumes the programming responsibilities. But we do feel we talked it over as a staff, we talked it over with city management, and we felt like it was something that we were capable of doing and felt like it was something that was very important for us to do for the community. As far as budget and financial information, you have already budgeted for the last, ever since it's been in Barnett Park, you have already been budgeting $10,000.